Get up out this slumber. Habi Rahim. As-Salam Islam. I had to start it off with our natural organic language. But we got to get into something very deep. This is an open wisdom panel. Where the truth is the way. It's a time that we have that we don't get often. Most things keep us in the unknown. But today is about knowledge of self. This is what's not given to us. Man, it's a purpose behind it. And if you've been born into existence, you need to know this purpose. Most people don't know this purpose. And so we got to get to some facts, logic, and truth. So a lot of us that's older have heard about Ibrahim. Maybe you heard it in other languages like Abraham, Abraham. If you're younger, you may have heard of, in the language of English, Jesus. You might hear it in that language of Hebrew, Yahusha. You might hear it in the Moorish, its original language, Jesus. Depends on where you come on this timeline. That's why these names are important. These names was directing you to knowledge of self. Now we can't put the cart before the horse or the child before the mother. So we have to understand where do things begin. And they begin at the root. So let me get some for your 5 senses on the screen. We got a couple subject matters that we need to cover, mainly on unconsciousness. Because this is the current state we are in. But our original beginning began with consciousness. And so there's been a massive de-education of who you are. So we got to start where truth began. And this is Ibrahim. If you love God with all your might, with all your heart, with all your strength, with all thy will, then this comes from Ibrahim. This is the foundation of where all religions begin. They start with Ibrahim. Now we get these stories in different books. So, like I said, fortunately, I've been able to pick up the Bible and read the Bible. Fortunately, I've been able to pick up the Quran and read the Quran. And also other religious scriptures. And one thing you will find in common factor, as they say in mathematics, the common denominator, is Abraham. And then there's different perspectives on Abraham depending on what book you pick up. So a lot of us don't know how these books come to be. But this is the start. So we've been covering the Umayyad. And this is where the Umayyad starts. So first we're going to get into how they started tricking with the knowledge. And when they began tricking with the knowledge, this what became, in short, these books. So we're going to bring in a familiar statement about Abraham said by Jesus. And this is a famous statement. And I want this to be understood that we're going to compare this and we're going to do a little grouping and show you how different languages that you are speaking in English is tucked off in English. So the things that you say, they actually come from older languages. And all these older languages have specific meanings. So English, they don't tell us this. They just give us our ABCs and 1, 2, 3. But this is how letters, this is how numbers come about. So we have this famous phrase that we're going to read, and it's just as simple that AI can give you this right here. You just type this in Google. The phrase, before Abraham was, I am. Then put the 3 letters KJV. Now, our older people are very familiar with this. Our younger people, they haven't read the Bible entirely, or if they haven't been to church, they may not have heard this. So let's bring this in so all can see and hear. This phrase, before Abraham was, I am, is from John 8:58. In the King James Version Bible, where Jesus declares his divine pre-existence and identifies himself with God's name, revealed to the same name that was revealed to Moses, a certain he existed before the patriarch Abraham. So this is what we want to compare and understand right here. What most human beings are participating in right now, unknowingly, is called moneyism. Moneyism is a philosophy. And the reason why money is prevalent is because, or the English word money is because of it comes from an ancient word, moneyism. Now, English gets a lot of its philosophical, spiritual understanding from the language of Sanskrit. And it uses Sanskrit to create Hebrew, Arabic, Latin, Greek, down to English. But a lot of us don't know this, but you know it now. So the same word money is the core philosophy of what your state, city, society, people, this is what they're thinking about. This has been pre-designed, just like a school system, for you to learn this. But this is what they won't teach you, which is all this goes back to knowledge of self, as we're going to break it down. Monism, you got different pronunciations. In Hinduism, it's moneyism. In English, it's monism. In Greek, it's monasis. So when we're talking about in Hindu, which is where Greek, English, Latin, Arabic, Hebrew, all comes out of Sanskrit. And we're going to get into the people behind this. But we're going to understand their practice. You ever wonder why you have to do certain things? This is called moneyism. Now, but they bridge this with what we just read. Before Abraham was, I am. And we're going to get into these meanings. Every word has a reason and a purpose. So when people are speaking to you, they are speaking to you for a reason and a purpose. Their purpose and reason is only known to them. You don't know their reason and purpose. So this is the distinction. But understanding moneyism, this distinction is removed. So they're going to use words that we're familiar with from the Bible. Check this out. Moneyism in Hinduism, especially prominent, Advaita Vedanta. That's the complex and confusing words. But that word means the philosophy of oneness. We're going to creep up on this now. The philosophy of oneness. That sounds good and innocent. This is how falsehood starts off, with the first ingredient of truth. So when we go deeper, we find that the philosophy of oneness asserting that the individual soul when we use the English word M-A-N, man, my man. When we use that word man, it comes from this Sanskrit word Atman. Just the two letters A-T in front of man. So in English, this is what create words in English like atmo. You may have heard it in the science class like atmosphere.
That's right, atmosphere. That's correct.
Or you might heard it in science as atoms.
That's correct.
Well, that is called the Atman in its original tones and language. And that means the individual soul. So this philosophy of oneness asserts that the individual soul, the man, and the ultimate reality are identical. That the individual soul, who you are, and that ultimate reality are identical. Let's stop for a moment. Let's breathe that in. So the ultimate reality. Do anyone know the ultimate reality? The ultimate reality of why you exist. So this is why people pick up books such as the Bible and the Quran. But they don't get the why the Bible and the Quran was made. We're finna get into the why. There's something about ultimate reality that you and I need to understand. And that this reality and who we are identical. And it further speaks that all existence is a single, unified spiritual reality with perceived differences being an illusion. Did we hear what I heard?
Oh, I heard it loud and clear.
A unified spiritual reality with perceived differences being an illusion. So this is why we have to understand identity. Because whatever you identify as is the ultimate reality. What you identify as, choose, is the ultimate reality. Let me go back to the statement that we reviewed earlier. Jesus declares his divine pre-existence and identifies himself with God's name. What's important is that was revealed to Moses and Abraham. Now compare those two and then group them. The philosophy of oneness, that who you are and who you say you are is the ultimate reality. With perceived, mean others thinking, others looking, others, as we say, watching. With these perceived differences, different people got different outlooks.
That's right.
Being an illusion.
Yeah.
Somebody saying that you not what you just said is an illusion to what you yourself declare. I hope this is burning the fire.
Oh, it's burning. That's all I can think about with the 74 years of my life. As you say, I'm going back and coming all the way up. You gonna talk?
As an individual, as an individual, you are a spirit. Every single individual is a spirit. In the ultimate reality, this is what people are seeking for. Why do I exist? So this is profound right here. This is called knowledge of self.
That's what I want to know.
Who am I?
Beautiful.
So this is what Jesus was conveying. Did he declare himself to be something low? There's many things in existence to identify it. Some people in the world decide to identify with being a thief. What makes them a thief is certain actions.
That's correct.
Not name, action. A thief takes on the action of stealing
Mm.
what belongs not
Mm.
to the thief.
Mm.
See, because this is why wisdom is divine. Turn this up now. Just keep listening and hearing. That's all that is needed for revelation. Each individual can declare themselves anything they want to be. Jesus said that he want to be himself with God's name.
Mm.
Is that not a powerful assertion?
Oh, yes, it is.
We understanding where did he get this power from? This same revelation was revealed to Moses. This same revelation was revealed to Abraham. So now we're finna go a little deeper. So when you hear the word man, M-A-N, that word man is what the purpose of life. This word man, M-A-N, is defined as the individual self. Do you know if you was born into existence, that the only thing that is born into existence is self? The individual. Now, when we say the self, we're not talking about what you seeing.
Mm.
What you seeing is called unconsciousness. This is why we got to get into it. What you see is called a perspective. That which you seeing is not self. If you see me, I'm not you. If you see the TV not you. If you holding the phone not you. So likewise, if you see the flesh, the flesh that you see is not self. This is what Jesus was declaring. This is what Moses was revealed. This is what Abraham stood on. It's a certain knowledge that most people don't want you to have. That's why they don't teach it to you. Most people don't know it. You have to experience it to know it. You have to become it to be it. So this is what Jesus was doing, becoming. While others was not becoming, they wasn't becoming the self. They was becoming the flesh. There's a difference between the self and the flesh, like when you put on your right foot and your shoe on the left foot. You know, your foot don't tell you it's on the wrong. You ever seen a baby? They just going. They gone with the left and right foot on in reverse. The flesh don't speak. The flesh don't know. The flesh is unconscious. What self is that consciousness that comes and tell you that your shoe is on the wrong foot.
Beautiful.
This is called who you are. And this is what Jesus knew. He knew the teachings of Abraham. Now, we're finna show you what Abraham is. Now, in the spelling, let me pull it on the screen, of Abraham, we see a Abraham. This is how they created languages. On the screen, we have a similar rendering. We see the letters AHAM. I'm going to highlight. You see the words AHAM in blue. So when people are saying Abraham, this is what they're saying. The Sanskrit term aham means I, myself, or self. Representing the individual self, consciousness, or the I, often understood in spiritual context as the divine I am.
Okay, spiritual context.
Did we just catch it?
Oh, yes, I did.
Who else said I am? So this connection here of Jesus saying, before Abraham was, I am. Check this out, y'all. In Sanskrit, it's AHAM. In English, this is how you say I am. It's spelled with the AH in another language. I, how we do it over here with I, but over there they do it I with a AH. And this language is Sanskrit. So when we saying Abraham, we are talking about the self. the knowledge of self.
Mm.
And the ABR comes from our ancestors' language. The great.
Mm.
So we have something called the greater self
Mm.
of all are. So this is what would never be taught if you're not understanding and receiving knowledge of self.
Mm.
Go to the next one of Jesus said. And hopefully these connect.
About when Moses, when Allah was sending Moses to Pharaoh to let the people out of bondage, let them go. And Moses asked the Creator, "What shall I tell him who I am?" No, he asked him, "Who sent me?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Tell him this,
Mm-hmm.
that I am that I am." And you just broke that down to where that comes from. And they just right there in the Bible speaking about the people in bondage in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. The bondage of Egypt. Mm. As we know the familiar saying, my people are destroyed
Lack of knowledge.
for the lack of knowledge. That knowledge is the knowledge of self.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this right here to connect. This comes out of John 8 and 32 is the point.
8:32.
We're going to start at 30. As he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What was presented was the truth that makes one free. The knowledge of self. So now when you hear the next line, it should make more sense now that you got contextual meaning. So 9:33 is written, they answered him, we be Abraham's seed. See with the truth how the Bible, you can make the Bible make sense. Why did they say the seed of Abraham?
Oh, yes. You explained it right off the top. That spiritual conscience, that oneness.
That's the knowledge. Mm-hmm.
That's what it means.
The greater self.
Yeah, the great. So real.
So the ultimate reality
While you look for that, just a thought occurred to me. When I look at that, and it's speaking about identity, and then I look at where we at today in this reality, and then we've been labeled as black, Negro, colorful, African American, Afro American, a whole lot of names. According to this truth in Abraham, we off track. We done left the straight path.
They ain't closed. They
Spirit.
Right.
It's all around you. Everything that has life has spirit. I get it.
But truth is reality. Let's pull it in on this one again, since the other one froze. So this word, moneyism, have been used to attack us by not teaching us the truth. In the Western Hemisphere that we call North America, geographically, you are not taught knowledge of self. from elementary to middle school to high school into college. I graduated all of them. What you will not learn, what I noticed by graduating, going the full course, and then I asked myself, I thought I was going to learn about me. And it never came. And so the reason why it would never come in a society system that is not built upon the foundational truth, but instead built on the exact opposite in identity. So if you can't hear between the lines, you have traded money over self. Money is God in the Western Hemisphere. When God did we catch it? This ain't got nothing to do with no book. This is what took you out of yourself.
That's right.
And now that you're out of yourself, now you're going to need money to survive. This was the goal of the Jews. Remember, the Jews said, you make yourself out to claim yourself to be. The knowledge of self. So this is how they added the comedy to it. And see, you really wouldn't get it unless you know what I'm saying. We're going to read it again. 58. Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Now, are we inside of a text that was actually written by Jesus? Or are we actually in a text that was written about Jesus? See, and these are foundational questions that one have not asked themselves, but people saying things. So this is what's going to be the conundrum, is that people who do not know Abraham will never understand what is being mentioned here. Because we're taking Abraham as a form of worship instead of the self as what the Creator made himself. Do we see the difference?
Oh, yes. See it loud and clear.
So now, in these texts right here, this is called moneyism right here. This is how they took money and put it over yourself, and now it's get money or die. So especially of your age, you just make sure you very conscious, and you will make it.
That's right.
You're ahead of most people your age.
Sure is.
But let's get back to what Abraham's saying. Because Abraham didn't say this. The writers of the book said this.
Yeah.
Which we got to know the story. See, if most people didn't read the Bible, they don't know the story. So the story is that The Jews is the ones who made Jesus die. The Jews is what sent Jesus to the Romans to be crucified under the law of Caesar. Now, this is where it becomes a myth. Because God cannot die. But in a book, God can. So this is what is called Jews, people who want to make God die. So in order to do this, this is where older people fall into the booby trap. Because you know they say in the older range, if you can't beat them, join. But we didn't know what that meant. What that meant was, if you don't understand it, then join their religion. So a lot of us joined their religion, never reading the text itself. What we didn't know was what was really going on. What was really going on was the Jews found how to use this to their advantage. So they rewrote what Jesus said. For Jewish gain. So they'll say, you will hear Jesus is a Jew. Jesus was not a Jew. But the Jews made him a Jew because we are holding a book from the Jews. We know for a fact our ancestors didn't give us this book or write this book in the sense of giving us this is our tradition. So this is why people have power, because they know something, and it's called the knowledge of self, which the school systems we went to, they don't teach this. So when Jesus says in this scripture right here, before Abraham was, I am. This is the greatest coming. When you know the truth right here. The truth is, we go to it real quick. We talk about the Creator. To you, it goes like this. Without the Creator, you would not exist. They changed that up and put, without Jesus, you wouldn't exist. This is what clever the Jews did. So you'll hear a famous saying that Jesus is God. All this is going to culminate to what we're saying here. Number 10, without the existence of the divine creator, the concept of nothing could not exist. So this concept was created that Jesus is God. This line right here, when you say before Abraham was, I am. To the conscious person, it's coming. To the unconscious, it's believable. This is why moneyism is called a philosophical belief. So good that you can believe it without even knowing it. So this is what happens when you accept the religion blindly.
When you say that, all I could do is reflect on the people who go after monism, which is money, and don't have no truth, and how they wind up in a terrible mess. All rich folks in terrible condition, didn't have the truth, and out there with a foolish mind and unconscious, with plenty of money, but not conscious.
That's the thing we must conquer down here is unconsciousness.
That's right.
Now, in English, we call it unconsciousness. But where unconsciousness comes from is a Sanskrit word called avidya or ajna. You won't hear these words. This is where the word unconsciousness comes from. And this means spiritual ignorance.
That ain't good at all. That ain't good at all.
This is how they hid the knowledge. So we would destroy ourselves through money. And they hoping as children, we all follow suit.
Oh, I've seen it. 74 years.
Now, we're just going to go into, because I want everyone to be aware. You are a self-aware awareness. So I want you to be aware of yourself. But this word, this spiritual ignorance, I'm telling you, is formulated in English as Jesus is God. And this is what's called avidya. So this means spiritual ignorance. Yep, it's still in Sanskrit. Avidya. Avidya. Hey, I'm glad you said that, because now this is where we get the word video. You see the word video?
I see it in there. Oh man. So this is why they come up with so many video games to keep our children's mind locked in.
Away from the self.
Away from self, because they tell you all about the game, but they can't tell you nothing about the inner. Themselves.
Themselves. And her wisdom told me the A, when the A is in front of the word, it's away. So they want to take you away, Abijah, from self. So Abijah refers to a fundamental misunderstanding.
Oh my goodness.
A misidentification of your true nature. When you misunderstand your true nature, this is considered the root cause of suffering.
Oh my goodness. The root
cause of suffering. Now, who they say suffered for us?
Oh yeah.
The connection.
Oh, Jesus Christ on the cross. Take
This
away your sin.
This is how it's implemented.
Yeah.
Why does Christ associate with suffering? Not the glory of things.
Yeah.
But the
pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering.
That's all he was about. Yeah. Crucifixion.
If they bringing us a story like this, it's not to enlighten us. It's to be in mourning.
That's right.
Hence, good morning. See, this English is very transformative.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Transform.
Yeah.
The English letters can transform.
Yeah.
You see how they made video out of this?
Yeah.
Now, this is the misidentification of yourself is the root cause of saying I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. I need to go here. I need to go there. I need to go watch this.
Yeah.
All these are distractions. And then if older people was to tell younger people that it accumulate in your life to suffering by the time you get to my age.
Yeah.
But knowledge of self ain't talked about. So this is why. Because everybody believes that Jesus is God, which omits you. Now you can remain naive to yourself. This is the point. We driving to the home of truth. There's something called the cycle of rebirth. You know, where problems keep coming back up. That's called rebirth. Resurrection. Reincarnation. So things that start repeating, that you become aware of, this is called the cycle of rebirth. Now, they didn't tell us none of this. They hid all this. Suffering creates the cycle of rebirth. We ever heard of the word scars in English? You get scarred.
Yeah.
They get this from the Sanskrit word samskara. From spiritual ignorance. It's how you get wounds on your body.
Yeah.
Scars on your body.
Yeah. Yeah, one or two.
And then it says this goes to a belief. A belief don't go to your pinky toe. A belief don't go to your left hand. A belief goes right to your heart. So in your heart, you can start to believe. And what and how you believe determines if you suffer or not.
Look at that. Look at that.
See, when we're talking about unconsciousness, unconsciousness is a lack of self-knowledge. But unconsciousness is a deep spiritual delusion. Somebody else gonna save me. That is a deep spiritual delusion. Zion. We're going to finish this sentence and then we're going to bring it into an example. Spiritual delusion, such as mistaking the false for the real, or the not self for the self. Did we just catch this?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Meaning your mind or your heart, right here, can't determine what is and what is not. What is real and what is not real. What is self and what is not self. These what spiritual beliefs can do.
Yeah.
It's this word that I make y'all familiar with, because I'm familiar with it. And it's called ALLUSION. In English, they say illusion. This is very key to our survival.
Illusion and illusion.
This is going to show we did this study right here.
Yeah.
Just a recent study that we want to make available for public research.
Yeah.
So ALLUSION. Let's learn a little about it.
Yeah.
Illusion. It's a noun. So illusion being a noun means it's representing a person, place, or thing. It's not an adjective, it's not an adverb, it's not a pronoun. It's a noun. And as a noun, illusion means from dating 1540s.
Oh.
So they've been working on this word since the 1540s. It's 2025.
Wait a minute, why so long?
And we see this is before 1611. 1540 came before 1611. So the word illusion that's being doctored upon in 1540 says it means a metaphor.
A metaphor?
A parable. Now, if you're familiar with the New Testament, as I am from reading it, wouldn't you say it's parable?
Oh, yeah, it's parables all in there.
Parables mean illusions. Illusions means metaphors. Not literally, I see you, you see me, but metaphorically. This is what's happening to our minds. We don't see each other, but we see Jesus. We go back to the illusion. This is the great illusion. Remember, spiritual ignorance is to not know yourself but you know others.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You don't know who you are,
Yeah.
but you know who Jesus is.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You don't know who you are,
Uh-huh.
but you know who so and so is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not nothing wrong with so and so or other. The point of it is you was birthed into existence.
That's right.
The reason why you was birthed into existence was to know self. If you know that you exist, saying I exist,
Yeah.
is that spiritual delusion? Or do you exist? That's a fact. That's a reality.
That's right. Now that's real.
That's something you can say real is I exist. Not tomorrow, 2 months from now, 3 months. Hey,
you don't even have that yet.
That's a spiritual belief.
That's right.
Saturday is a spiritual belief. Sunday is a spiritual belief. That don't exist. I exist.
Every day.
I'm the one that exists that is thinking of something in the future called Saturday and Sunday.
That's correct. Yes, I get that. Who you?
Meaning Saturday and Sunday don't have a mind of its own.
No, sir.
It's something here greater than Saturday and Sunday. See, this is what the core teachings of what Jesus was teaching, what he knew of Abraham. The Jews just put before so they can make themselves before you. So they are only chosen people. Nobody else in reality that's born is chosen by the Creator. This is how Jews who wrote these books want you to believe. We're going to go another step. Spiritual ignorance, particularly in moneyism, where it is seen as the veil that prevents the self from realizing self as the ultimate truth. The truth that will make you free is the knowledge of self.
That's right. That's it. Who you are.
So when a self knows itself, this is what's called a Sufiyon. When a self does not know itself, it picks up spiritual beliefs. Could be from school, could be from friends, could be from a TV show.
That's right.
Could be from a book, could be from a TikTok video.
That's right.
All these things is here to influence you, to distract you, to keep you away from your beautiful self.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
There's no such thing as I am bored. There's no such thing as I am lonely. These are identities, not who you are. I
can see right now in the school with the curriculum going on there, they probably still asking the people what they want to be. Do they want to be a firefighter, doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, uh, rocket scientist? The list goes on. I was asked that question coming up in school. And whatever we said, we went after it. I'm just showing you how the schools are set up. I've been there, done that, know that. I never did learn nothing about myself, my inner self, or who I were. But most folks today think that we were born slaves and we supposed to serve white folks. This way, the philosophy didn't get set up. Because you know, I was just watching the show the other night. I want to drift away from the lesson, but it was talking about truth and what we were, and we wasn't on nowhere back. This in the early 1800s, we were running the whole time bit the banks. It ain't just Tulsa. Go any which direction you want to go. We built it before the enemy came. But I get it, I just want to say it.
And this is what the enemy came with.
Yeah.
Moneyism.
Moneyism.
Our thing is monotheism. Serving one God.
Yeah.
They took that concept, that reality, that way of life, and turned it into a concept, a philosophical belief called moneyism. So instead of you believing in the divine creator, Allah, now you invested into moneyism. Now check this out with moneyism. Moneyism can take on many different forms. Matter, mind, neutral, idealism, priority, dualism. Basically, they saying that with moneyism, they don't have to serve no divine creator because even evil is divine. Even dying is divine. This is the danger of understanding and applying this. This is unconsciousness at its maximum. Money allows you to become unconscious to the max. The point ain't so this is the point. That you came to become conscious of the unconscious. But you didn't come to feed your conscious to the unconscious. They associate money with something called hunger.
Mm.
So it done jammed up. So let's crank it back up at the point of it is that it's all, as you see on the screen, the first three letters of illusion is all an illusion.
Mm. Mm.
All of what you heard, just think about it, has never been about the knowledge of the self. Meaning, when you wake up, you're not told who you are. But you are told the illusions, metaphors to who you are, parables to who you are. Mm-hmm. And the more you go ignoring your own self, the more the illusion increases. Mm-hmm. Like the miles on the car, you keep going, it increases. So illusion means a word play. Yep. Illusion means a word play. That's another way of saying false words. Now, if someone gives you false words, that's called an illusion. Like somebody come up to you and say, hey, did you know Jesus is God? That's an illusion. Now, anybody with a mouth can say anything. Yeah. This is why you got to be aware in your life and look at the higher things in life. Do the sun speak? Because on TV, dogs speak. Yeah. Horses. So that's an illusion. If I came to tell you and I say the sun was speaking to me yesterday, is that an illusion or is that real? See, we talking about all you in Zion. Yeah. The devil built this place, he called it Zion. And to enter Zion, you got to be filled with illusions. See, just like you was birthed into existence, you got to die out of existence. See, and this is what most people didn't hold into account. Yeah. They forgot they had to die. Everybody with a body has to meet death. And death is not an illusion. Sure is. It's real. See, so this is why they created Jesus as God. It's a metaphor, it's a parable, it's a illusion, it's a word play. As it says in 16, as passing or casual reference. Allude. A playing with. A reference to play with, to make fun of. All this goes in line with what you're doing to yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you believe in spiritual delusions, this is called playing with yourself.
Mm.
I ain't talking about with your hand, I'm talking about with your mind.
Yeah.
You playing with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're making fun of.
Mm.
Now you don't see it right now, but as you get older, and then as older people start seeing that death is real,
Mm-hmm.
that's why they got this metaphor that Jesus is God. Now the reason why Jesus is God, because it's a metaphor that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody finish it out? What? Why is Jesus God? He fulfills something.
Yeah.
He fulfills a great illusion.
That's right.
I don't know if people caught it before.
Mm-hmm. That's the trap being set.
Because remember, moneyism is making everything one.
Yeah.
So when we talking about making everything one,
Mm-hmm.
that could be good and that could be evil.
That's right.
You could be one with evil.
That's right.
And that's what young people growing up today see.
Yeah.
A lot of evil. This was never part of this realm.
That's right. Oh,
It grew this way
yes, indeed.
because people didn't want to take to know the self.
That's right.
So as we play around,
Mm-hmm.
this is how we lose the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
of self. Ain't nothing wrong with doing anything. It's about how you lose your knowledge of yourself while doing it. That's called unconsciousness. And so let me finish out why Jesus, the metaphor of why they give us to us Jesus is God. And I wish our ancestors could have really thought about this. But they was working so hard that they didn't have time to think.
Yeah. It wasn't allowed to read or write in some cases.
So we got to do justice for them.
There you go.
Since we can think,
There you go.
we can read, we can write,
Mm-hmm.
now we can make the choice.
Yeah, we could.
So if we don't want to get to know the self, that's why they got something called, like they say, microwave.
Mm.
Something quick for you.
The quick fix.
Come on over here, tell them Jesus is God.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You saved. How a 3-step process makes one saved.
Mm.
If that's the case, you were saved before the 3-step process.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about an illusion here. When we see the 3 letters ALL, we got to understand they playing with the divine creator. The divine creator name is ALLAH.
Look at that.
What they call them, sons of demons, want to do is make the divine creator to you in an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And once you accept this A in front of the 2 L's in the Zion, you become in the ILLUSION.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
You become in the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
This is how these words come about. It's talking about you. Illusion, ILLUSION, means you have received
Look at that.
and accepted the deception.
Look at that. That's what illusion is.
Illusion, as a noun, came from the mid 14th century. Was God created in the 14th century?
Oh, come on.
This is what we mean, illusion. So when we say the word illusion has a birth date of 14th century, and it means mockery, act of deception, delusion of the mind. A mocking, a deceit, a deception.
The deception of the mind.
So all this affects your mind. Now, this is the part that people didn't tell you. You're going to need your mind.
Sure is.
At death. Your mind is what's going to help you at death. But guess what? Your mind don't need to have illusions in it. So when the mind is filled with illusion, like Jesus is God, guess what that does to the mind at death? Have you ever experienced a phone with a dead battery? Service could be on, activate. If the battery dead, that's called unconscious. All your gifts gonna be bound in unconsciousness. Right now, you a charged battery. But as life go on, people gonna try to delete your battery, drain your battery.
Yes.
And so, in order to sustain yourself in life, you're gonna have to know how to recharge. After you see that percentage going down. So that percentage is your self-awareness. No one can kill self-awareness. So this is the illusion that is now no longer. This is the reason why I self exist. Self exists. Now here comes the blooper part, as you know about bloopers. Do people believe God can die? I'm going to do a non-public survey. And the question is, do God die? Because I would love to hear people's responses.
Yeah, just see where he stands. Where he mind at.
So let's just deal with what we would have to deal with if you didn't know that. So it said that Jesus died for your sins. This is where unconsciousness kicks in, or consciousness kicks in.
That's right.
We just unfolded
Mm.
The point of Jesus is that Jesus is God.
Mm.
The point of God is that God dies. The point of God dying is for your sin.
That's correct. That's what they say and preach.
Does that sound proper? Does that feel proper?
Mm. Mm.
Does your heart agree with that?
Mm. When I read that, it say he had died and taken away the sins of the world. And yet, no matter which direction I looked, I saw people still sinning. And I asked myself this question. I said, if he died and taken away the sins of the world, then how can people continue to be sinning? This was what began to wrestle in my mind now. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, something just ain't right about this picture. You know, these words that were said, and it was in the Bible. I said, something ain't right. Or even then, when you ask that question, can God die? I thought about that. They say he died on the cross. They put him in a tomb, went there to view the body, and he was gone. Nah, y'all see where I'm at. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just showing you how I've been wrestling with this thing. Yeah, I'm just studying reading. I'm going back reading this one.
It's there right there in the book.
I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Right, it's right there. Mm-hmm.
And I'm slumbering and sleeping. All over the place.
Turning and returning over in the mind.
And then before that even happened, it's the talking donkey. That had a donkey that can talk. Now I'm about to slam out of my mind now. I just fuck that.
This is what our ancestors dealt with and did not know what road it led to.
Yes.
That only death gave them that answer.
Yeah.
And if they can come back out of the grave and warn us of the way that they left, that is not the way.
There you go. That's what they would do. Oh,
it's this great deception of monism.
Yeah, that's what did it.
They made you become one with death.
That's right.
Becoming one with blaspheming the divine creator. We're going to read this monism again, so it just go in.
Yeah, come on with it.
Monism, moneyism, is the metaphysical worldview.
That's right.
That means it's a philosophy and a belief that all of reality is ultimately composed of a single substance, principle, or one thing. See, and this is what they did. They put that one thing into the flesh, called it Jesus. That thing that came into Jesus that made him flesh, They call that Christ. And so they made the flesh one with divinity. When the flesh is a creation, the flesh was created. And if there's a created, there's a creator. But with this monoism, mono like mono one,
takes it away.
It takes it away. Monopoly.
Monopoly.
They took a monopoly on the truth.
They did.
By giving us an illusion as a philosophy that's only based in belief, not truth.
That's right. Give us the truth or the fact right from the get-go.
Right from the get-go.
Lie. Books lie.
Yeah, so that's what the teachings of Ibrahim is. The teachings or the knowledge of self.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the duality over there, and then I'm looking at how they got us with this money concept, and now you can see the people going, connecting their job with the money, their way of life, living with the money, because they say they can't even live without it now, and they not accumulate all these bills now, and that monoism connect you with it. Just, boy, it's all kind of stuff around us.
Right.
And that's the center of it, to get all this stuff.
To get it all. That's what they made, the generator, operator, and destroyer.
That's right. While you're getting it, it's taking you out.
It's taking us out.
Dualism. Duality.
There's no distinction in monism. So what the script said, to make evil fair seeming.
Yeah.
You can do that with monism.
Yeah.
With moneyism,
Yeah.
See, money make good look like it's not evil.
That's right.
So when it comes to money, they make good seem like it's evil. And that the only way you can conquer evil is through money. This is what most people would not learn in unconsciousness. See, in this particular moneyism, it comes from this English word, monotheism.
Look at it. How they doing?
Monotheism is the original. Moneyism is the counterfeit, the fake. Monotheism is the belief in the existence of one single God, the creator and ruler of the universe, contrasting with polytheism, many gods.
Oh boy.
Which is what moneyism is. If you have $1, you will see God on the back of it.
Yeah.
Why is God on the back of money?
That's right.
When God means the infinite, the unmanifest, the imageless.
Yeah.
So now this is what monotheism means. You worship that doesn't have an image. Everything with an image was created by the imageless. That's what we call God, Allah. Yahweh. That's where all that come from. Key characteristics of monotheism is one God, a single, all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-loving divine being. Right, see, that's Allah. But they take Allah and put what? Now that God became Jesus. Not the divine creator's true name. There's only one deity. Beliefs are based upon a book called Bible, Torah, Quran. These three books are the three poisons that has accepted moneyism.
That's right.
The Quran, you get money. The Bible, you get money. The Torah, you get money.
Everything's set up on money. The Christian code. No taxes.
They all worship the image.
Yeah.
The bad part about this is that the unconscious part. If you go to death unconscious, that's just something you don't want to do. Unconsciousness is spiritual ignorance. So instead of Sufayam, this is why you have these other three. A Christian, a Jew, a Muslim.
That's it. That's it.
And once you understand where Christianity come from, which is the Bible, and understand where Judaism come from, which is the Quran, now we understand. That's their religion, not ours. There's a distinction. So they got everybody thinking just one, everything is the same. Because you saying God, you talking about Allah. And seeing none of these is talking about the divine creator. These three books, though they have names, The language that they come from, that's not the name they sing. And so just with Abraham, it was just monotheism. So that's why they had to put the Jews had to put before Abraham was I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just like saying before the divine creator was I am.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That put it right there in place, though. If you can interpret, comprehend that.
Right.
It put it right there, Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot. Ain't nobody before the divine creator. But that's what the Jews want to claim. They before the divine creator.
That's correct.
Christians want to claim they before the divine creator.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they teach as a gospel, but not the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be teaching and preaching the way.
That's right.
The way is the truth and the law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But these Christians want to tell you the law is dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Just believe in Jesus and you saved.
Yeah.
That means you ain't got to do no actions. That you can even continue your evil actions and you can still be saved.
Yeah. And another thing I observed about this system that they trying to lock us under. They make more laws than a law. Why you got to keep making laws? Think about that. Law already made, but they keep. I guess when you in charge of whatever you run and you make many laws, you want.
So you got people who believe in your book.
Yeah.
You making it for them.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what they've been done to us. All the laws for us.
That's how they did it. Through money. That was the ancient word. Our word was Allah, Sufa. That's our word for monotheism. And so we call the imageless he be Ru. Asalam, Asalam, Asalam. All Sufayim.